Hi, my name is Pratiksha Bhosle and today's my topic is Introduction to Pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance, also known as drug safety, is the pharmaceutical science relating to the collection, detection, assessment, monitoring and prevention of adverse event and pharmaceutical products. With the this term is from Greek word. The Greek word is a pharmakon. It means a drug, and vigilar is a Latin word for keep watch. In that, to keep watch a drug safety. As such, pharmacovigilance heavily focuses on adverse drug reaction, which are defined as any response to a drug which is noxious and unintended, including lack of efficacy. Uh, Only applies with the doses normally used for the prophylaxis, diagnosis or diagnosis or therapy of disease or for the modification of physiological disorder function was excluded with the latest amendment of the applicable legislation. Medication errors such as overdose, misuse, and abuse of a drug as well as drug exposure during pregnancy and breastfeeding are also of interest even without an adverse event because they may result in an adverse drug reaction. Information received from patient and healthcare providers via pharmacovigilance agreements as other sources such as the medical literature plays a critical role in providing the data necessary for pharmacovigilance to take place in order to market or to test a pharmaceutical product in most countries. Adverse event data received by the license holder must be submitted to the local drug regulatory authority. There are following terms commonly used in drug safety: adverse drug reaction, adverse event, benefits, causal relationship, causality assessment, clinical trial, effectiveness, efficacy, harm, life threatening, that like in that adverse event reporting, it is a mainly include that the activity that is the most commonly associated with pharmacovigilance and which consumes a significant number of resources for drug regulatory authorities and drug safety departments in pharmaceutical companies, as is that of adverse event reporting is that adverse event reporting. Adverse event reporting involves the receipt in pharmaceutical companies. Is that of adverse event reporting. Adverse event reporting involves the receipt triage, data entry, assessment, distribution, reporting, and archiving of AE data and documentation. The source of AE reports may include spontaneous reports from healthcare profession or patients. Solicited reports from patient support programs, reports from clinical or post-marketing studies, report from literature sources, reports from the social media. ICSR, it means Individual Case Safety Report. One of the fundamental principles of adverse event reporting is the determination of what constitutes an individual case safety report. During the triage phase of a potential adverse event report, it is important to determine if the four elements of a valid individual case safety report are present. First one is the most important: an identifiable patient, an identifiable reporter, a suspect drug, and at least one adverse event. If one or more these four elements is missing, the case is not valid individual case safety report. Although there are no expectation to this rule, there may be circumstances that may require a judgmental call. For example, the term identifiable may not always be clear cut. If a physician reports that he/she has a patient X taking drug Y who experienced Z, an adverse event like but refuses to provide any specific about patient X, the report is still a valid case even though the patient is not specifically identified. This is because the reporter has first hand information about the patient and is identifiable to the physician. Identifiability is important so as not only to prevent or duplicate reporting of the same case but also to permit follow up for additional information. The concept of identifiability also applies to the other three elements. If a reporter can't recall the name of the drug they were taking when they experienced an adverse event, this would not be a valid case. This concept also applies to adverse event. If a patient states that they experience symptoms but cannot be more specific, such a report might technically be considered valid but will be of very limited value to the pharmacovigilance department of the company or to drug regulatory authorities. Activities involved in pharmacovigilance: case control study. Case control study, first of all. Second is prospective study, it means cohort study, and case control study also known as the retrospective study. Third one is a population statistics. Fourth one is intensive event report. The spontaneous report in the case is the population of the single case report. Thank you.